Good morning, students. Last class we have completed geomorphic processes and types of plate boundaries. Geomorphic processes divided into two categories: endogenetic processes or internal processes. Second one, exogenetic processes or external processes. Types of plate boundaries divided into three categories. One is convergent boundary, 2 divergent boundary, 3 conservative or transform boundary. Next we move on the topic of sudden movements. These movements bring sudden changes on and below the crust. You know the meaning of crust, students? Crust means the outer layer of the earth. What are the movements occur on or below the crust? Number 1, earthquake. Number 2, tsunami. Number 3, volcanic activities. Earthquake. Earthquakes are generally caused by the sudden vibration in the earth's crust, which spreads outward in all directions as waves from the source of disturbance. I repeat, earthquakes are generally caused by the sudden vibrations in the earth's crust, which spreads outward in all directions as waves from the source of disturbance. The point of origin of an earthquake is called focus. Focus, or otherwise call it as hypocenter. What is the meaning of focus? The point of origin of an earthquake is called focus, which generates a series of elastic waves. Epicenter is a point on the earth's surface that lies directly above the focus. The impact of the earthquake is felt the most at the epicenter. Seismic waves. Earthquakes generate seismic waves. We will use one kind of instrument to measure the earthquakes. What kind of instrument? Seismograph or seismometer. Now I tell the definition. The instrument which records the earthquakes waves is called seismograph or seismometer. The science that deals with earthquakes is called seismology. The science that deals with earthquakes is called seismology. The nature, the force and the speed of these seismic waves depend on the nature of the medium through which it passes. These seismic waves is divided into three categories. The number 1, primary waves. Number 2, secondary waves. Number 3, surface waves. The primary waves are longitudinal waves or P waves. Second one, secondary waves are transverse or S waves. Third one, surface or L waves. The first one, the primary or P waves are longitudinal waves. These waves are fastest of all the earthquake waves and the first to reach the epicenter. What is the meaning of epicenter? Epicenter is a point on the earth's surface that lies directly above the focus. What is the meaning of focus? The point of origin of an earthquake is called focus. So these waves passes through solids, liquids and gases either through push or pull with an average velocity of 5.3 km per second to 10.6 km per second. Next one, secondary or S waves. These waves travel only through solid. These waves shake the ground perpendicular to the direction in which they propagate. The average velocity of these waves is 1 kilometer per second to 8 kilometer per second. The last one, surface waves or L waves. These waves are similar to P waves, but they primarily along the ground surface. These waves travel comparatively slower and are the most destructive waves. The average velocity of these waves are 1 kilometer per second to 5 kilometer per second. Tsunami, Japanese term meaning harbor waves. Tsunami means harbor waves. It is adopted to describe large seismically generated sea waves caused by earthquakes, submarine explosions, and landslides. These waves travel at a great speed of more than 500 kilometers per hour. The length of the waves exceeds 600 kilometers. So, these waves reach to a height of more than 15 meter near the seashore. So, what is the height of the waves? These waves reach a height of more than 15 meter near the seashore. And it is also capable of causing destruction along the coastal area. In the year 2004, Indian Ocean earthquake that caused tsunami is the sixth deadliest natural disaster which traveled at a speed of 600 km per hour. I told you no. These waves to reach a height of more than 15 meter near the seashore, and also the length of the waves exceeds 600 kilometers. So here also at a speed of 600 kilometers per hour with an estimated death toll of 280,000. So the earth which occurred near Indonesia at 0.58 hours took nearly 7 hours to reach Chennai. So you know the date of tsunami occurred on Chennai, 26th December 2004. A tsunami occurred in the Indian Ocean. Volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or an opening on the surface of the Earth's crust through which hot, solid, liquid, and gaseous materials erupt out to the surface from the Earth's interior. Where we get the lava, magma rises up and ejects on the surface as lava. Volcanoes are formed when plates move apart. Major components of volcanoes. The first components of volcano is magma chamber. Magma chamber is a large pool of liquid rock found beneath the surface of the earth. Number 2, vents. Vents is an opening serving as an outlet for air, smoke, fumes, magma, etc. Number 3, volcanic cone. Volcanic cone is a landform built by the magma ejected from the vent in the shape of a cone. So then we call it as volcanic cone. The last one, crater, is a bowl-shaped depression found at the top of the volcano through which the magma flows out. So what are the components of volcanoes? Magma chamber, veins, volcanic cone, and fourth one is crater. Next we move on. Based on the periodicity of eruptions, volcanoes are classified into three categories. So these three categories, what it based on? Based on the periodicity of eruptions. Number 1, active volcanoes. Number 2, dormant volcanoes. Number 3, extinct volcanoes. Number 1, active volcano. Active volcanoes are those which constantly eject, which means emit volcanic lava, gases and fragmented materials. For example, Mount St. Helens in the United States. Dormant volcano or sleeping volcano. Volcanoes that do not show any sign of volcanic activity for a long period of time are known as dormant volcanoes. Sometimes there may be a sudden explosion which causes unimaginable loss to life and property. For example, Mount Fuji in Japan, Vesuvius in Italy. Extinct or dead volcano. This volcano permanently stops its volcanic activity, then it is called as extinct or dead volcano. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, Thiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu, Nargondan Island in Andaman and Nicobar Island. Next we move on to structure and composition of the volcano. Volcanoes can also be classified based on their structure and composition as composite volcano, sealed volcano and dome volcano. Number 1, composite volcano. This volcano is also known as strata volcano. Strata means layer. It's a conical volcano built by many layers of hardened lava. Pumice means light or porous volcanic rock, and volcanic ash. These are commonly found in the Pacific Ocean. For example, Mount Fuji in Japan. Number 2, volcanic dome. A lava dome or volcanic dome is roughly a circular mound formed due to the slow ejection of viscous lava from a volcano. Viscous means thickness. So viscous lava from a volcano. As the lava is rich in silica with intense viscosity, it is prevented from flowing far from its vent. For example, Paricutin in Mexico. The third one, sealed volcano. Sealed volcano are formed by intense viscous lava. I told you, no, viscous means thickness. So viscous lava. These are shallow depositions with gently sloping sides. So the lava flows out in all directions to create a shield. For example, Mauna Loa in Hawaii Island. Distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes. Most earthquakes and volcanic eruption do not strike randomly but occur along the plate boundaries. One such area is the Circum-Pacific Ring of Fire. where the Pacific plate meets many surrounding plates. Ring of Fire is the most seismically and volcanically active zone in the world. Other major belts are mid-oceanic ridges, mid-continental beds, and alpine Himalayan belt. Next we move on to effect of volcanoes. The effect of volcanoes is divided into two categories: constructive effects and destructive effects. So what are the constructive effects? The volcanic materials enrich the soil fertility that promotes agricultural activities. So suppose the volcanoes occur on the surface of the earth, so we will get the pure agricultural activity. The hot volcanic regions helps in generating geothermal energy. Next, many dormant and active volcanoes are the most attractive tourist spots of the world. Most of the volcanic materials are used as building materials. These come under the category of constructive effects. Next, we move on to destructive effects. Number 1, volcanic eruption causes earthquakes, flash floods, mudslide, and rockfall. Number 2, lava can travel very far and burn, bury, or damage anything in its path. Number 3, the large amount of dust and ash makes breathing hard and irritable. Number 4, volcanic eruption can alter the weather conditions and disturb transport. For example, Iceland volcanic eruption in and around the volcanic regions. These are destructive effects of volcanoes. So far we have completed spheres of earth, types of rocks, Earth's interior, that means the layer of the earth, crust, mantle and core. Then sudden movements of the earth's crust, earthquake, tsunami, volcanoes. Thank you.